And so when you look at your investors or look at your people that could potentially invest in you, think about that as a long play. Jim, if you could explain your shift in this to this, I think would be helpful for the group.
So I almost left the profession at about 5 years in, because what I did is on Monday, I made 6 calls to get 3 visits, to make 3 asks, to get a gift, rinse and repeat. And to me, there was no joy for the benefactor and no joy for me. That's what I called full frontal philanthropy. But viewers, do not Google full frontal philanthropy.
Especially if you're on a state-owned device.
Yeah, it brings up some things you really don't want to see. But when you do full frontal, I ask, you give, I get, and go, rinse and repeat. It's a zero-sum game. It causes competition between the benefactor and the development officer. And a simple thing, and this is a shift we talk about, we shift to side-by-side with benefactors. Side-by-side, talking about their values and vision, and you use the term Venn diagram and how they overlap with our ideas for changing the world. When you go side-by-side, you don't have that competition. You have a collaborative view of a shared horizon. And we talk about leadership is courage and creativity. There's no doubt. And leaders can decide to be either decision makers, or as Scott says, I'm cueing you,
destination makers.
Nation makers.
We're going to go
horizon makers. We're going to go there. We think an early marker for pancreatic cancer is important. Your father died of pancreatic cancer. My mother literally died of pancreatic cancer. We got to get an early marker. For this, we have a young woman in the lab who thinks she's on track to do that. We think that's an important place to go. What kind of stake do you want to stick in the ground? What kind of dent do you want to make in the world? And I think it was Jobs who said something similar to that. What kind of?
I don't want to get into the flow because you guys are on a riff. But
oh, sorry.
No, it's great. I mean, that's why you're here. But Jim, you're fond of hand analogies, so maybe you can share your glove and mitten perspective.
Yeah, like I'll try to lead into that. And furthermore, I wanted to pick up on Scott's idea about our cylinders of excellence. So Arlen, 3 months on the job, and the chancellor said, "Hey, Hodge, what's your strategy?" And because I'm ADHD, and I said, "Well, Don, I didn't bring my hand puppets." Now, Don Elliman spent 28 years on Madison Avenue with Time Warner. He's not used to people talking about hand puppets. So I said, phase 1, we are in silos or cylinders in excellence. We can be the very best, top of the class in each cylinder of excellence. Phase 2, the big ideas live, as Scott referred to, in horizontal weavings. And this is the entrepreneurial mind. They take from engineering. Steve Jobs takes something from his calligraphy class and he transforms the script on his future computers. People who are entrepreneurial are associative thinkers, and they're always learning. The big ideas are here. And I can't steal this. This is your idea, Arlen. While the rest of the world, corporate and universities are putting on gloves, entrepreneurs are putting on mittens, because when they look up at the Milky Way, we mortals see just a beautiful sight, and they start welding together stars into constellations. Their natural tendency. Well, what if we put star XYZ together. And we tell the chancellor, we have a lot of stars on this campus. They're just not welded into constellations.
It speaks to the
Think like
entrepreneurial.
entrepreneurs, work like entrepreneurs, talk like entrepreneurs.
So it speaks to the entrepreneurial competency of pattern recognition, whereas
Yeah.
other people see trees, they see the forest.